Hi everybody, Logan here from We Geek Podcast. This week's episode is going to be a little different. We'd gotten about halfway through recording, and due to the storm activity in Florida, Adam lost power. So what we've done is we've taken the first half of the show, which we had gotten through the news pretty much entirely, and we were wondering how to stretch it to an entire show, and it turns out that wasn't going to go how we planned. So what we've done is we've kept the first half of the show intact, and we've put our breakdown of The Force Awakens on the second half. We were trying to find a solid bonus episode to fill out the last half of the show that was one of our favorites, and also something that was still far enough away that it wasn't going to spoil anything. We didn't want to do the Westworld Season 1 recap for exactly that reason. So it's a little different this week. We'll be back next week with a hopefully full 2-hour episode, jam-packed full of news and reviews, and we look forward to seeing you all then. In the meantime, geek on, geek out, and enjoy. Welcome, everybody, to We Geek Podcast here on the N.FM. My name is Logan. I'm joined by my good friend Adam.
What up?
What's going on? Yep, Adam's voice is still a little scratchy, so I get to take the reins yet again. Back by lack of popular demand.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, my voice is still in the gutter. It's a lot better than what it was, but it's just not there yet.
Yeah. So it is Wednesday, February 8th. This is episode 90. Dude, 90. We've done 90 of these freaking things.
Jeez, we're coming up there on the big 100.
Yeah, April 18th is when we're going to... That Tuesday, that's when we'll cut our 100th. Barring any interruptions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But so that's gonna be cool. So, how has your week been?
It's been good. I can't really work as much because of my voice, but I've just been hanging out playing some Resident Evil 7.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm not finished, and I mean I'll talk about it later. It's one of the best. I haven't played too many Resident Evil games, but it's one of my favorite of the horror genre games that I've played.
Excellent. Very cool.
Yeah, but I'll talk about all that later. What about you?
This has been the week from hell. It's just, I mean, with having to work on the Super Bowl and everything, and that just being so much fun. Oh. The good people around here made sure that they disappointed me yet again this year. Cheers to being cheap. But on the plus side, we did see a good show of humanity around here, because this week we had the first ever Statesville Comic-Con.
Nice.
And
I was
the thing was, and I, because this is kind of that town where I saw a news thing at work that was like, and the first 100 people will get like free swag bags. And I told one of the guys at work, I was reading this to him, and I made the joke, that's awesome. So what are they going to do with the leftover 65? Like, because that's just this town. So I thought. Right. And I got there this was on Saturday. It ran from 10 to 5. And that freaking place was packed. I've never seen... I walked in there and I looked around and I'm like, is there anybody left in town? Like, it was insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we had crazy awesome vendors. And I'm gonna put some of them in the show notes. I'm gonna put up R&B Comics, which is our local shop. They had a big stand. There were, and you had some from out of town and everything, but the ones that I'm going to link to are like a lot of the local, the people that did the handmade everything. Because they went all out, and it was awesome. So, and hats off to them. I picked up a necklace for my girl from one of them, and that was really cool. But just really, really awesome stuff all the way around. The people were great. The organizers were on the ball. I mean, tickets were $5 for adults. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick. And it was just great. And you walked in and you saw all these people. And after everything was done, at the end of the day, they posted up saying that total attendance was about 1,700 people. 1,700 people. Statesville has a population of about 20,000. So about a tenth of the freaking town came out to this thing.
That is awesome.
And it blew them away so much that on July 8th they're doing another one.
Oh wow.
So it's gonna be a biannual event.
Oh, that's awesome.
At least for the time being, and hopefully this one gets a little bigger. I may shoot them a line and see like if we can get like a show presence there or something.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Just to see, hey, this was awesome. I was here. What can I get a quick word or something at least, like that.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, when I saw the post about it, I was like, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled here in Orlando, so that kind of thing, like, I don't know, that's just really cool. That you can, that just shows you can go anywhere kind of in this country, and there's going to be a little pocket of geek. You know?
Everywhere. That was what was amazing, because we've had a film festival here the last couple of years, and that blew me away. Because again, this is just not that kind of time. I mean, this isn't. It's not the Footloose town, but it's not too far from it.
Right.
But to see when they were like, and we've got a film festival, I was like, what the shit? What? and now we've got a biannual Comic-Con? Like, are you kidding? That draws? Like, holy crap.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
And it was great, because, I mean, and everybody there was awesome. The organizers there were super cool. Tons of cosplay. And all levels, some people showed up in like store-bought costume. That's what's great. I never, like, until you see it up close, the difference between store-bought and handmade. Like, somebody who really goes all out and gets, you could see somebody who goes out and, like, buys the costume, but then you can tell people who take the time to make all the little touches that you just don't get with something store-bought. And that impresses the hell out of me. My hat's off to anybody that decides they want to fly their particular fandom flag, however they do it. Good for them. But like to see like the full on, like, wow, damn, you put some time into that. It's a lot more impressive to see in person than it is, because you see galleries and everything from every con, but it's a whole other thing to see it in person, and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, man. People are so freaking creative with the things they do. A few of the cons that I've been to, the cosplays always caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how did you, obviously it's not something they could have went and bought, and it's like, how did you come up with that idea and somehow make it look perfect?
Right. Yeah.
And my favorite are when they change something. So, like, it's one of your favorite characters, but he's a zombie or something. Like, I always love it when they change something about it.
Yeah.
And get creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and that was definitely the highlight of the week. So that was awesome. So it's coming back July 8th. If anybody's in the area, plan to stop by. I don't know if it'll still be at the Civic Center, because I'm serious, man. That I don't want to throw the words fire hazard around, really, kind of jokingly, but seriously, I mean, that place was wall to wall people. It was nuts, and it was awesome. But I'm thinking they've got to have they may put it back there. They may have to move it. I don't know. But that was cool. That was really awesome to see.
Oh, that's cool to hear, man. That's we need more of those.
Yes, we do. And look, if it can happen in Statesville, it can happen freaking anywhere. Like
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm serious.
Oh yeah. Cool, cool, cool.
So big fun that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to the Star Wars one that's in a few months. Um, the celebration.
Is Celebration back in Orlando this year?
Yes, yes. So
Nice.
I'm excited. I imagine I imagine they'll show some episode 8 stuff, hopefully some video game stuff. That would be really cool.
Well,
But yeah, man.
there'll be a Han Solo trailer for sure by
Oh
this
yeah,
point.
yeah. Yeah. I once, I'm sure we'll have episode 8 trailer by then, right?
May, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, because they
Well,
finished filming. That's right. Yeah.
right. I figured they might just, bring the trailer there and show it to them first,
Yeah.
or I don't know. I don't know what we'll get, but I don't. I'm weird. I want to hear something new, like for example, and we're doing a Netflix television show, or I want to like see the video games they're working on.
Right.
And so those are the things I'm going to be looking for. So uh,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Something new. Yeah. That would be cool. That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine there'll be because I know they did or they're going to do they did a memorial for Carrie Fisher, right? They did
Yeah.
like it was what, like the costume party kind of charity event. They did that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I imagine there'll probably still be another kind of something there
Oh yeah.
for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure that will be a big presence there.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. I saw that Timothy Zahn is going to be there as well.
Ooh, nice. Get him to is he? Oh, when does the book come out?
Just right before that.
Oh,
So
sure.
yeah, so he announced on Facebook that he couldn't say it for a while, but now that the date and everything is locked down for the book, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to Celebration, and I'll be wanting to sign all of your books." So that's
Nice.
yeah, so that's definitely going to be one of my goals there,
There you
is to
go.
get a book, and I'll probably have the book prior to that, but bring it along and get him to sign it.
Totally. That
Yep.
would be awesome.
Yeah, I even get him to sign the old ones too, because I still have them.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, yeah, so that'd be cool.
Totally. Ugh.
Whew.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just jump into this. Um,
Yeah.
Wanted to do this one off the top because I figured we'd have fun with Comic Con. So let's talk about idiots. Uh,
Yeah.
look, so when Ben Affleck decided that for whatever reason, he cited one thing. Uh, a lot of people believe a lot of different things, but we'll probably never know.
Mhm.
He decided to not direct the Batman. There was this group of just I don't know, pumpkin patch kid level IQs who decided that they're going to start a petition to get Zack Snyder to direct, because that's
Uh,
who we need. That's who should helm this. Shut the hell up.
well, that's got to be a joke, right?
I,
Like someone started that as a joke.
I thought so. I was hoping so, but no. It was
They're
actually
just
like,
dead on.
yeah, they were like, this is the best idea. This is who should do it because this is who's doing the rest of the films. Yes, this is who's doing the rest of the films, and look how well that's turned out so far.
Right. Yeah.
Ah.
No.
No, there've been a handful of names kicked around. The one that I like is George Miller.
Right.
Because
Yeah, that's the one that's been going around.
because he was supposed to he was talking about a Justice League movie before the writers' strike. What was this? 03, 04, 03, I think.
Yeah.
But that had a lot of promise, and then we had the strike, and of course those plans fell apart. But if they can bring him back around to do that, I would love that. That would be
Yeah.
excellent.
Oh yeah. Anyone else you would like to see? Like I was reading some things. It'd be cool if Casey Affleck did it, because that'd be awesome. Work with your brother. Um, but I don't know what director would you like to see a Batman and Superman, but that's not Miller.
Right. You know, I don't know. Give me I don't know. Give me somebody like Gareth Edwards. I'd take
Oh
that.
yeah.
That would be interesting. That'd be different. Might be a little bigger than what they're thinking. Um, oh, I don't know. I would almost like to see somebody with not a lot of. I'm a, you know me. I love the new guy. Like give me somebody I don't really know. Uh, I like the idea of some of these things being proven grounds.
Like
You know,
Duncan Jones, or
I, yeah,
he's a smaller guy.
yeah,
I mean, he did Warcraft, but
yeah. I was gonna say like that. Not exactly not exactly an
I
unknown per
I
se.
like Warcraft.
But
I don't know. I don't think his directing was bad. I don't know. I think it may. I thought it was good, but I know I'm the minority on that one.
yeah, I think you and me both. I actually went back and rewatched it the other day, and I was like, you know what? I enjoyed this. Like I
Yeah,
had forgotten. Like I actually did like that movie.
yeah, it's good. It's good. I was hearing some weird ones going around, like Kevin Smith.
I did you see his response to all that?
No, what was it?
It was great. He said he had 3 points. There are three things that would keep him from doing it. One is he hasn't talked to Ben in like forever. Uh, two was common sense, and three was that he directed Yoga Hosers.
Right, right, right.
He was
No, he's smart. He knows
yeah.
it.
Oh no, Kevin totally understands. Like he's looking at this going, guys, I want this movie to be awesome, which is why I'm not gonna do it.
Right, right.
Because it's not his kind of movie to do. Like I know he would love to do something with Batman, but this is not his kind of movie to direct, and he
I,
knows it.
I think it'd be interesting to see someone like J.J. Abrams tackle a big comic book franchise.
Yeah. Well, I think
Batman,
that was
Superman.
yeah. I think that was kind of the idea with Snyder when he did Watchmen. Um,
Right.
but
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, it'd be just middle of the road. Um, but
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I'd like for it to be George Miller. I would. I could deal with that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah, no
Have a
doubt.
little Batman meets Mad Max vibe to it. Yeah.
Yeah, like even that one scene in Batman vs Superman where, you know, he's seeing the future, and it's like injustice and whatnot. That was kind of Miller.
That was yeah it was.
I could see him doing a whole film like that. Like, oh, this is Batman. This takes place in his lucid dream or whatever.
I
That'd be
think
crazy. They did a whole movie just here's just that story.
right, and it would be the best one that they've done so far.
Yeah, man. Well, it's funny you say that. Did you see the numbers that the Lego movie
The
is
Lego
getting?
Batman.
Lego Batman?
Yeah, no, I haven't. I imagine they're up there.
Well, not numbers. I'm sorry. The reviews.
The
It's like,
reviews have been awesome. Yeah.
yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is like 98. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a good Batman movie. So
Well, there you go.
yeah, I definitely want to see it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Uh,
all right, we're gonna take our first break. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see you all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we were talking about the Lego Batman movie. Did you see the Lego movie sequel has got a new director finally?
no, who is it?
Mike Mitchell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the guy who just did Trolls.
Sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Just trying to look him up. Never saw that.
Yeah, he did something else. Didn't? No, I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking further down the list.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm thinking further down the list. Sorry,
Well,
jumping
that'd
ahead
be
a little
interesting.
bit. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I haven't
Yeah.
seen Trolls. So I couldn't tell you if it was good or bad.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, right. But
Is it called the Lego Movie sequel?
I don't know exactly what the title is. I don't know if they've finalized it. I
That's what it
think
is on Wikipedia.
it's well. Then there you go.
Yeah.
Uh, I
I
think
think that's a cool title. I would
I
totally keep that, actually.
yeah, I would too. It fits the tone of what they were going with. Like that, like the Lego Movie 2 just kind of sounds like eh, but the Lego Movie sequel just has enough little snark to fit, you know.
Right. You're right. Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
cool. But, hey, I'll tell you what. Anybody that can helm a film based on troll dolls and live to tell the tale, you know,
cool. Yeah.
give him a shot at whatever he wants.
Right.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man.
yeah. Oh, did you see some of the leaked set photos from Tomb Raider?
I did.
Yeah.
It looks like
She
Tomb Raider. Take
yeah,
number
right.
one.
Yeah, she looks like Lara Croft. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It was like okay, great. She looks like the character we figured she was gonna look like.
Right.
Yay! Like I just it's
Yeah. I mean, because the way she looks just like in the new
yeah
games. Like when I saw that, I was like, are they gonna like strand her on an island or you know, it it just dead on looked like the new game.
yeah.
So yeah.
So
So I think they're gonna hopefully stick with that kind of timeline and whatnot.
yeah. Yeah, I'd be all right with that. Well, and
Yeah.
here's the thing: like that franchise is so open to whatever you want to do with it. You know,
Right.
it's because I mean, it was the kind of the female counterpoint to Indiana Jones. So it's you can there's not a
Well,
dogma to it is what I think that's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, I guess what I meant was like I want them to stick to the tone of the newer games where it's like she actually struggles and then, by the end of it she's a badass, and it felt like much more of a personal story than any of the other games.
Well, because I mean the original games didn't really have a story. Like
Right. Well, I guess that's what like I want she was more straight up Indiana Jones
right.
in that and in the older movies, and I kind of like how her character is portrayed in the newer games. So that would be awesome.
Right. The idea of actual narrative, that's
Right.
yeah. The idea of
Right.
hey, look, we're following a character, so let's actually give them, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, character.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bingo. Yeah.
basically.
But yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah.
That's really cool.
So that was neat. And Paramount did a thing this week. They pulled the first thing they did. They pulled World War Z2 and Friday the 13th from their schedule slate. So they were delayed without any kind of. They didn't reschedule any of them. The
Mm.
thinking behind why they've delayed the World War Z sequel is to work on the script.
Mm.
And that look, there's you want a movie that I want a documentary about the making of. It's World War Z because that was a clusterfuck and a half.
Right.
That's gonna be legend in 20 years.
Oh yeah.
That's just gonna be epic. Um, but Friday the 13th, which was scheduled to start production next month, has officially been canceled.
Oh,
They
that
have
sucks.
they scrapped it because Rings did not do well.
Rings was never gonna do well.
Yeah, well, try telling them that. They
I
looked
mean,
they looked at Rings and said, "Oh, hey, we guess the idea of horror movie sequels slash prequels to big franchises is not really a thing anymore, so we're not going to move forward with this project that's about to start production."
that's ridiculous.
I on And here's the thing: on the one hand, I'm of the indignant because I was like I wanted this, I was looking forward to this, but let's be honest here. Do we really need another Friday the 13th movie, or would we rather have something different?
Yeah.
I
I just hate how they're judging it. I mean,
right.
Rings wasn't Rings supposed to come out like last year?
I think. And then
I think there was like a big delay in that one.
Yeah. And then they decided, hey, we should release a horror movie a week before Valentine's Day, because that makes sense.
It's terrible.
I don't know. No, I don't agree with the decision making process here at all. But my biggest thing about it is like it was getting ready to start filming. Like it was gonna film in like 6 weeks. And I'm like, that's because it had been delayed and had all these issues. And then they finally got it on track, and it actually looked like it was genuinely going to move forward. And then the studio comes along and goes, hey, you know what? We don't think this movie is actually going to be worth the trouble. Sorry, guys. You're done. That sucks. But on the flip side of horror movies that are getting sequels, so we got some more news about The Strangers 2. Which I
never saw the first one.
The first one wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Yeah. It could have been. It could have been really awesome, and then for whatever reason, it turned out okay. A great premise. I love the idea. And for the most part, the execution was fantastic. It had some beats here and there that kind of threw things a little bit, but
yeah, I heard it was just like genuinely scary.
Yeah, well, it was because it was something. It was just, hey, these guys are creepy. They break into somebody's home. They tortured a family. I mean, it was just a generic. It was just set in this generic neighborhood, like it was like in the middle of anywhere, USA. It wasn't a cabin in the woods. It wasn't some kind of supernatural anything. It was like this could be happening on your street kind of thing.
Oh, that's creepy.
And that's terrifying. Movies like that are what scare me, where it's just like normal people and normal things that are, they ratchet it up a little bit. These guys are in masks. They have this elaborate plan, blah blah blah. But the general premise, when it's something that's kind of everyday, that's scary.
Oh yeah, I gotta check that out. It's got Dennis from It's Always Sunny in it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. But the director of that film, Brian Bertino, and Ben Katai are doing the script for the sequel, and Johannes Roberts, who directed The Other Side of the Door, is going to be directing.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be interesting. Yep. Nice little switch up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That should be fun. But yeah, definitely check out the first one. Like it's definitely worth a good watch.
Yeah, let's put it on the list.
Yeah. So we have list. Jesus, my.
Have you seen any of the memes with the Jericho and KO like in like the buddy cop movies?
No.
Oh, it's perfect. Jericho's been posting them all week.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I love that he put Tom Brady on the list.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I love Chris Jericho.
We're gonna get a friendship festival next week. And I loved his honesty to Goldberg. He's like, I never liked you.
Yeah. Hence why Jericho actually beat him in a shoot fight backstage.
Yep. I was like, oh yes, that's awesome.
You want your match? You got your match, and it's gonna be against Kevin Owens.
Right, and you go to the dirt sheets and check it off. You're like, oh, okay.
Yep, got that. Oh man, that was great. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. Raw this week was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It had good moments. I hope I hope they never break up the New Day, and they never actually break up Chris and Kevin, because they're they are fantastic together. They are just
really
extraordinary. I love them. Because Kevin sells the hell out of everything. He has the right facial expression all the time. It was when Goldberg signed his own name to the list, and Kevin's just kind of looking over Chris's shoulder down at it. It was just the perfect mixture of like curiosity and kind of amused and upset at the same time. Dude, it's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Did you see like he tweeted a photo of Fastlane, and the official photo that like WWE posted on Twitter, it had Goldberg with a black beard, and Kevin Owens retweet, and he's like, "Hey, could you guys give me some facial hair too, since we're gonna Photoshop?" And it's hilarious because he's like, "You don't have to change the color though. I'm good with that."
Ouch.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. What, a few days ago, I think, when Sami Zayn tweeted a thing about 4 years ago was his first day at WWE, and Kevin Owens retweeted him, and then said, "Mine was 2.5 years ago, NXT champ, 2-time Intercontinental champ, Universal champ, and what have you done?" Like,
Right.
he has got this down, man.
Yeah.
He's
He really does.
yeah. It deserves to be the Kevin Owens show. It does.
Right.
It's
yeah.
It's one of my favorite moments. I don't remember who he was wrestling, but it was on Raw, and whoever it was on the outside, and the ref's looking down, and there's Kevin standing on the apron going, "Is he okay? Check, make sure he's okay. I hope he's okay."
Yeah.
God,
he's great.
He has nailed it. Love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Moving on from one of our favorite things to one of your favorite things, Dune is getting a reboot.
Yay!
Yeah, we'd heard about this for a while, that Legendary Pictures was producing this. Interestingly, though, Denis Villeneuve, or Villeneuve, depending on how you pronounce it, I don't know, I'm sorry, who directed Arrival, is going to be directing it.
I like Arrival. I actually just saw that a few days ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's a great director.
Yeah.
Dune, though. I don't know about that.
Well, and I mean, we'll see. There's.
It'd be interesting. This would be like what, the 4th or 5th time they've remade it.
Oh, really? Just the first remake they've done.
Well, what wasn't there like a TV show and then?
I don't know if that ever went forward though.
Oh, okay.
Now there may have, I know that there was talk of a TV show, and maybe there was, I don't know, but if there was, I know it didn't last, for sure.
Okay. Because I thought it was like Dune and then Children's of the Dune and.
Well, because the book series there's what, 7 books, I think.
Right.
7, 9 books or something, and I know that was the plan, was to do this, and there may have been like a low budget attempt at a sequel or something.
Okay.
I want to say, I think somebody took another shot at something, but
yeah, I just don't think it was picked up. Cause something I'm seeing, it was like, it says 3 episodes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, maybe it's a miniseries or something.
Yeah. Well, it turned out to be a miniseries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You hate that. But I don't know. Yeah. If anybody's interested, our riff of Dune is still in our feed somewhere.
Yeah.
Just sync that up and go to town. Boy, that was a movie. Oh.
Jeez.
So Michael Bay is teasing us again, because he's done this with like the last 3 Transformers films, where he's like, "This will be my last Transformers movie. I'm not going direct anymore of these after this. I've given so much to this franchise, and I've enjoyed it, and now I need to take a step back, blah, 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 blah." And then he comes back for the next one. So and so he's done it again. It's the right time now for me to step away, etc., etc. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, yeah, we hear this all the time. It'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see who they pick to take it up after him.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
uh,
God,
I,
that would be terrible.
it would be a lateral move.
Yeah,
It really would. Like, cause look, these movies can't get worse.
right.
They can't. Like we saw Revenge of the Fallen. It can't get worse.
Yeah.
Where's John Turturro's character? We can't find him. He's hanging out by Devastator's balls.
Yeah.
What? You heard him.
Terrible.
He's there with the tiny racist robots. There's so much wrong with that movie. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. And this one, I don't know. Like they're still playing up like, oh, Optimus did this and then he did that, and look, we have tiny Dinobots now. Oh goody. Oh.
Yeah.
I just want this franchise. I don't want it to end. I want somebody else to grab this and just say, you know what? We need to go in a whole different direction with this.
Like Mel Brooks, give it to him.
Dude, I'm telling you what. You want me to put my ass in a seat for a midnight showing for a Transformers film directed by Mel Brooks? I'll buy a row of tickets. I don't care. I will be. I will be there with bells on. You kidding? Shoot.
Yeah. That would be fantastic.
I would.
That's who I'd pick.
I would shell out. I would pay top dollar to see that. That would be amazing.
Every just jaded Transformer fan, if they heard that news, they'd be like, you know what? I'm willing to forgive.
Yeah, you'd look at it. It just you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Right. Right.
Oh man. Oh. Now I'm gonna keep thinking about that. Like that's. All right. Oh, we're gonna take another break here. We'll dissect some of the trailers we saw from the Super Bowl when we get back. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast here on the N.FM, and we'll see you all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast here on the N.FM, and let's break down some of these Super Bowl trailers that we had. Did you see the new Ghost in the Shell spot?
Yeah, I don't know if I saw any new footage in it though.
I don't think so. I think this was one, and like Logan was kind of like this too. Where it was like, oh hey, it's just like a new version of stuff you've seen.
Right. Yeah, I think the Logan had the guy where we haven't seen him, because he was all covered up in all the other trailers.
Yeah. Yeah,
we saw a little bit more of that dude, so that was cool.
Yeah, not bad for a 30-second spot.
Yeah.
Was it like $5 million for a 30-second spot during the Super Bowl this year?
Oh man, that's crazy.
That's nuts. That's mental.
Yeah, that's crazy. I saw Nintendo had one though.
Yeah, this was the first time they've ever run a Super Bowl ad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're throwing everything at us, including kitchen sink.
Yep. Hey, you know what? Good for them. I hope it pays off.
Yep.
I mean, the Switch is in less than a month, right?
Yeah, it's less than a month away, so we're gonna. Yeah, man, that's crazy. And it's just absolutely crazy to think time has flown by like that.
Nuts.
We'll get that nuts. And Horizons, I think, in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, Horizon is Horizon's the 28th. So we're 3 weeks.
Where's time going? It's crazy.
Right? Like we're already looking at the end of February. Like it's crazy.
Right. Whew.
Well, we saw how fast January went. We're like, damn, the end of this month will be here before you know it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So we had the Transformers 5 spot, which again, hey, look at this.
Right.
Life was. Did you see this?
Maybe. Doesn't look familiar.
It's another. Oh my God, we're all in space and things are falling apart movie.
Oh, okay.
which is fine if you do it right. I get it when you're trying to do space drama. There's not a you've got a handful of tiles in the bag, so
Right, right.
you know. But we'll see. Hope it's good. A Cure for Wellness I did not see.
Mm,
I didn't catch that spot. Um,
yeah.
did you see the new Guardians trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. I saw. No, that was one of them I missed. I saw, on Facebook how it pops up for a moment,
Right.
but I didn't finish watching it.
Uh,
What did they show?
we got to see what's her name, who the villain, and we got to see how pretty much everybody's on the roster now. Yondu, Mantis, Nebula, um, and it was
Oh, cool.
it was interesting. Mantis did a thing with looking at Baby Groot. It was like, oh my god, he's so cute.
Yeah.
Because
That.
they're gonna play that to death in that movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But
Genius of them.
yeah,
Just it's crazy.
it'll work.
Yeah.
And at the end of the spot, Mantis gets hit by like some flying, flaming asteroid or piece of debris or something. And like a second after she gets hit, Drax yells "Duck" or "Watch out" or something like that, and then they cut back to him, and he looks at everybody and he goes, "I tried."
It's fantastic.
I love Drax. I love what they've done with him, and Batista plays it so well.
Yeah. I hope he could just always plays him.
Yeah. Yeah. Be
Yeah.
fine with that.
Great timing.
Yeah, for somebody who doesn't really understand, whose character doesn't understand humor, he has magnificent comedic timing.
Yeah. Exactly.
We had the Pirates of the Caribbean trailer. Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Didn't really pay attention to that one.
It was, hey, look, zombie pirates, and they're wreaking havoc, and Orlando Bloom is back. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
all right.
The first one they had for it, where it was like the skeleton, crew and the ghost crew, or they were like, I don't know. It was just those movies confuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
So that was a thing. And yeah, we talked about the Logan one. It was like, hey, you've seen this stuff before.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing with the Fate of the Furious trailer too. Like, didn't really tell me anything new.
Right.
Still looks insane and everything, but no.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Baywatch spot. Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
A lot of it is still it's another one that's kind of like, oh yeah, you've seen most of this before, but I love the joke that it ends on, because it's the two of them standing on the beach, and The Rock says something, and Zach's like, yeah man, let's go, and so The Rock reaches down and tears off his pants, and he's got the trunks on underneath, and Zach grabs his pants and tears them off, and he's wearing an American flag Speedo. And they get ready to take off running, and The Rock just stops dead. And he's like, what is that? He's like, this is freedom. No, that's sacrilege.
That's funny. That movie's going to be good.
Yeah, it is. Because The Rock, The Rock just can't really do much wrong once he got rolling. It's right. Sorry about that. But...
Did you see he's doing a movie about Paige?
I saw that. It's based off of a British film about her and her family.
Yeah, it's like a documentary, right?
It's a dramatic documentary. It's a biopic, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not a straight. It's one of those. It's not really a biopic. It's a fictionalized documentary kind of deal.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is weird, since that family isn't, is like all still here and everything.
Right.
So.
Right.
But, hey, more power to them.
It might prolong Paige's career with the WWE.
Yeah. Well, I think as long as she's got Alberto El Patron, I don't think she's too worried about her WWE career.
Right.
I don't think she's been worried about it for a while, honestly.
Yeah.
But
It's
you know,
crazy.
hey. Yeah. Oh. But so anyway, that was all of that. Let's jump into TV news. We finally got a cast. We got a cast and a filming date announced for Marvel's Runaways on Hulu.
Okay.
They start filming next week because they don't want to waste any time.
Wow, that's crazy.
And bear with me here because this is a long list. Cast has Renzi Feliz, from Teen Wolf, who plays Alex Wilder. Lyrica Okano, The Affair, as Nico Minoru. Virginia Gardner from GOAT as Carolina Dean. Ariella Bearer, New Girl, as Gert Yorks. Greg Sulkin from Faking It and Antisocial as Chase Stein. And Allegra Acosta from Just Add Magic as Molly Hernandez.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a long cast. It's a big on. It's a solid sized cast.
Yeah. I'm definitely curious about this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Because I love the whole thing of the Runaways is like all these guys and girls, all these kids find that their parents are evil. And so they're like, oh shit, we all have to run away from our homes now.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm down. So that'll be a thing. And that'll be fun. And it'll be on Hulu, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird to see, but
yeah. But hey,
better than Yahoo.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jeez.
Oh man. So we had some drama with Black Lightning this week. Because you remember, I think we talked about last week, Fox had ordered a pilot for it. And then, like 3 days later, Fox decided, no, we don't want it. And then, like the day after, of course, the CW said, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Because it's Berlanti Productions, so duh.
Oh yeah. It's kind
of right. So they ordered a pilot, and so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was because it was weird. Because Fox had it in development, and then they ordered the pilot, and then like a couple days later they were like, nah, we don't want it. So I would love to know what happened there.
Yeah.
That would be super interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. We got some Supergirl news. Kevin Sorbo, who played Hercules back in the day, is going to be a villain on the show and not just like a one-off, but a recurring role.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, right. The last time we heard about him was what, in like 2012, I think.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. He went on some rant about something. He was on TMZ, but like that was that was kind of what was sad. It was like, oh yeah, Hercules, and this was like the last thing we knew him from since then.
Oh wow.
It's like, oh yeah, it's sad.
No, I mean, I wasn't even talking about that. I can't think of the last thing he's done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I don't know. That'd be interesting. Like, he wasn't bad in Hercules.
No.
But
yeah.
I mean, it was what it was. You
Right.
you can't go back and watch that stuff now.
Oh god, that had 6 seasons.
Yeah, it did. Man, the Highlander TV show ran for a long time too.
Yep. Oh yeah, it sure did.
That's something that people wish they could forget was a thing.
Right.
I don't know. I never watched it. I don't know if it was good or bad, but I've heard that it was one of those things that like it stayed on the air. I think because they forgot to cancel it, pretty much. But,
That's great.
oh well. God, 6 seasons of Hercules the Legend. It was what, the Legendary Journeys, right? Or yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man. Okay.
It's crazy.
So Samurai Jack's got a new trailer.
Oh yeah, I saw all that.
Oh, tell me it doesn't look badass.
Looks badass. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. I love the whole thing of like it's been 50 years, but he hasn't aged. I love that. The
Right,
whole thing of like because he got sucked out of time, like it's had a weird kind of effect on him.
right,
And I love that they kind of poked into his brain a little bit of just like what, you've been fighting this war for so long that you're getting further away from where you're trying to get back to. What are you still fighting for?
right.
And but I do love that, like, oh yeah, remember how much of a badass Jack was? He's still a badass.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. That's gonna be so good. I can't wait for it. I like
Yeah,
that it's on Adult Swim.
big time. Excuse me.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry about that. I had a little something stuck in my throat there.
Oh, you're fine.
Weird. But yeah, March 11th at 11 p.m. on Adult Swim. That's gonna be good.
Yep.
It's
So
gonna be.
soon too.
Yeah, right. Had it less than a month, or a little over a month.
Yeah.
But you think about how long they've probably been kicking that idea around of like we need to finish this. Like the show is not over.
Yeah.
And it had like a little coda in the comic series they did, which was like, and we have come to this point, but it was still like it was open ended at the end
Mm.
of the comic.
Did they say how many seasons they were coming back for?
I think it's just this. This is it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's just this, and it's a handful of episodes. It's a limited series run,
Okay.
which is good. I'm all right with that. I like that more shows are moving away from the standard season order.
Right.
I think it definitely helps with the storytelling. It's got to be so much easier to plot out like a 12 or 13 episode season than a 23 episode season.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Definitely makes it a lot better.
Yeah. It's more enjoyable to watch too because you wind up with way less filler.
Yeah.
So you're not caught up in all that nonsense. But now here was something interesting. Attack on Titan, the second season got a premiere date.
Okay.
It's premiering April 1st,
Okay.
which immediately makes me suspect.
Right, right.
Like every time I see something like that, I'm just like, maybe?
Right. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
Should
they
be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. Can't wait. One thing that we do know is going to be good is Lucha Underground's first 2 seasons are coming to Netflix on February 15th,
That's gonna be cool.
which is in exactly a week from when this is live adjacent. So that's going to be sweet.
Oh yeah.
Because I started watching it in the beginning, and I saw, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 episodes. And then just, it was one of those things that, like, I wanted to keep watching it, but, one thing led to another, and hey, what do you know? I've missed the last, 2.5 seasons.
Right.
But
Yeah, no, I never really saw it, but I've always heard about it in podcasts and whatnot, so
yeah,
it's definitely something I want to check out.
well, because the conceit is great. It's that you live in a world where this is just how things get settled. So, so it's
Right.
not, you're not trying to set up like this is the real world. Oh, and by the way, we have wrestling at blah blah blah. It's no. We live in a world where this is how you settle things.
Right.
So it's okay, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, and that should be awesome.
Yep, that's really soon too.
Yeah, yeah, in a week. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fantastic. I've been saying awesome way too much this episode. Damn it.
Yeah, me too.
Ah. All right. Well, we're gonna take another break here. We'll be right back. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast here on the N.FM, and we'll see you all in a minute. This is going to be our special full spoiler The Force Awakens episode. If you have not seen the movie, go away.
Yes, if you're listening, you've seen the movie, or if you've not seen it, go away. This is your final warning.
Yeah.
I hope you just didn't mute for a few seconds because we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, it's we're gonna talk about it next week, spoiler free, just like a brief. Hey, here's what we thought about it, and that'll be it. This is our full on, in depth, everything review. So this is
Right.
Seriously, last chance. After this, it's on you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So Logan, tell me, what did you think?
Oh, come on, man.
JJ
Seriously.
did it, huh?
I loved. I don't know if it was you or if it was one of your buddies that posted, like, just let's all buy JJ a drink. That
Yeah.
was yeah, like I would love nothing more than just I've always kind of wanted to meet him just because I've loved hearing his process and seeing how he works and everything. But now just to go up and shake his hand just to say thank you. That's it. That's all I need to do.
Yeah, he was, to be poetic and cheesy, he was the last hope. He was, in my eyes, the guy that could bring balance back to the Force. This was a love letter to the original fans, the fans who were burned by the prequels.
Yeah.
Me, I wasn't as much because it's just the time frame that I grew up in. You not so much as I, but you understand the prequels were not as good as the originals, nowhere near them. But this was the love letter that J.J. Abrams and Disney wanted to welcome the fans back home, saying it's okay, like we're home now.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from it. It was beat for beat Star Wars from
Yeah.
beginning to end.
Absolutely. And it innovated as much as it drew from the original.
Right.
Like this was very much a movie that was like, hey, guess what? It starts with plans being hidden in a droid. Like,
Yeah.
and then so where do we go from there? Well, these couple of runaways wind up on the Millennium Falcon and things ensue. Like it was the first one in a new way, and it was very much a passing of the torch on a bunch of different levels. And I thought this was this was kind of the one where if this didn't work, that was it. Then this franchise was just dead in the water. None of the other plans were going to pan out. Nothing. This
Right. And before I just gush over how much I loved it, if I was cynical, I would say, if you go into this and you see beat for beat, you see the droid plans, you see the AKA Death Star, you see, what happens with some characters towards the end, like Han Solo and whatnot. If you see just beat for beat the originals and you're like, I've seen all of this before, I could understand your argument there. I loved it, for one. I absolutely loved it. Everything felt familiar, but it was new.
Yeah, that's it.
And for old fans, that's the way you felt. And again, that's being cynical. I wasn't being cynical. The way I thought of it was, this is the perfect film to get people who have never seen Star Wars into it. And if I could be brief for just a moment about this, the new characters could very easily be people just getting into the franchise, only hearing of these myths and legends of lore, only hearing from friends about this story they don't know much about. They've heard the name Luke Skywalker, they've heard of the Force, but they don't know anything about it, just like the new characters.
Yeah.
So in a way, if you take your friend, or there's this girl that I want to take, never seen it before, but she's interested. She's like, I want to be a part of the conversation. That's her in. That's just like the new characters going to see the film, don't know anything about it, but you don't have to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they explain everything. They explain the Force exactly how they do in A New Hope.
Yeah.
You know just amount they know just about as much as they did in The New Hope as they do here. They don't go into scientific detail like they did the prequels. All of that is out the window. I don't even think I remember hearing one thing about the prequels in the whole movie. I could be wrong.
No,
Maybe
I don't.
maybe somewhere, but
I don't. I no, because I kind of had my ears tuned just to see,
right.
what's did I like? Because the 2 days before, well, the day before, and then that day, because I sat down and I rewatched the original trilogy with my mom because she hadn't seen Star Wars, I think, in my lifetime.
Oh wow.
Like she saw it around when it came out, and then that was it. So it's
Right.
like, okay, hang on, this is a big deal. We're gonna watch these three, and I kept my ears perked for anything prequel related, just because I said, no, we're not gonna do these. We first of all, we don't have time. Second of all, look, it's a story about Obi-Wan trains Anakin to be good. He fails. He runs away. Obi-Wan becomes Darth Vader. The end. Like there's
Right.
the prequels. We're done.
Right.
So
Yeah. Everything you need to know about Yoda you saw in the originals, and you don't even need to know who Yoda is in this. You don't need to know anything. Like this, you're seeing it through the viewpoint of these new characters, and I think that's so good. You can take your
yeah,
8-year-old kid to see this, and he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it on a kid's level. Your 14-year-old, your 20-year-old, the 70-year-old person that goes and see it. Everyone's gonna be able to go into this, not need to know really anything, just the basics,
yeah,
and they're gonna get it. It's gonna be kind of like a Pixar movie. The real hardcore fans are gonna get it on every level. The people who maybe have only seen the films once are going to get most of it. The people who have only seen the originals are going to get almost all of it. The people who have never seen it is going to get more than enough to enjoy the film.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's just like taking a kid to a Pixar film. You're going to get all of it because the adult jokes you'll get, the kids will still get 90% of it. So that's what this is. And I think it's perfect. It's a way to J.J. Abrams, he is the key to rebooting series. Really, for Star Trek, he's now done it with Star Wars. He's now brought it. Star Wars has always been big. Even when the prequels were bad, it's still one of the biggest franchises on the planet. But now it's made it, I don't want to say respectable, but it made it back to forefront as being like the big dog. You
yeah.
know what I mean
This
when it comes
is
to film.
exactly like this is the King franchise. Deal with it.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. Yeah, you're not going to get any bigger than this, and
no.
I'm really curious. I'm pretty sure it's going to break all records. It already did for opening night.
Yeah, they think that they they say it made 57 million on its Thursday night screenings.
That's
On
insane.
its Thursday night screenings. There are entire films. There are films that over their entire run haven't made 57 million. I don't think, and I mean big budget films that tanked
Yep.
on a horrible level. I don't know if John Carter made 57 million.
Oh no, no,
I
he
mean,
totally did it. Totally did it.
and it costs just as much. But I
Right.
mean, that's this thing. I want to see when the weekend's over and the dust settles, and this thing's made. I mean, the conservative estimates seem to be like 200, and the more like realistic numbers, like almost sort of the high ceiling numbers, were still saying like 260. Like they were saying that would be something. Now they've got to be thinking 300.
Yeah.
They've got to be thinking 300, and with only like not every school is on Christmas break yet. Some of
Right.
them will still go, I think, till Tuesday or Wednesday for whatever reasons. But that's when most schools won't break until middle of next week. So then next week all the kids go. Well, you don't have to worry about school. The teenagers aren't worried about, anybody in high school is not worried about finals, because I live in a world where people still care about finals. But
Right.
but that what I'm saying is this movie's not going to have that kind of drop.
Right.
What Age of Ultron had like a 20-30% drop, like what you would kind of expect.
Oh yeah. No, this is gonna get like Avatar numbers.
Oh yeah. Oh, but bumped up a couple hundred million. This
Right.
movie, when all is said and done, when we're looking at the numbers at the end of February, and we say, okay, now it's finally out of the dollar theaters now, and it may go longer than that. The first
It
Hunger
will.
Games played at a theater downtown in Sarasota, not a dollar theater, but just a regular theater. It ran for like 4 months.
Right. Well, I mean, this has every IMAX showing for at least a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that tells you that it's not going any. You can still see this. Apparently, AMC has a deal where like every Sunday, if you go see this in IMAX, you get a new poster. I was kind of mad. I was like, wait a second, this is opening night, like the first showing at your theater, and I can't get that neat poster.
Nah, it's
They're like,
only
they're like,
yeah.
no, you got to come Sunday, and I was like, you son of a. No.
That's the way they do it. The ones that made me mad were sometimes I would go to one and I would be like, yes, this is the first showing. What do I get? Nothing. Well, what if I came back at midnight? Oh, you get a pin and a poster and like special IMAX glasses. I was like, are you kidding me?
Right, it makes no sense. I'm like, I'm here at 7 p.m.
I on one hand I get it. There's still kind of a preservation of tradition in that sense. The midnight is the big one. Like I
Right.
get it. I'm not crazy about it, but I understand it. But yeah,
Yeah, it was nuts. Like I didn't even have to like the line. There was no line for the 7 p.m. It was like go sit in the theater.
nice. Yeah, we
And the
had.
people for midnight had to stand in line. I was like, oh, that sucks. Like they have to, stand outside. While I'm sitting here in the theater. I felt pretty lucky, because I was there about 2 hours early. So, we got really good seats. We weren't in the front section,
Yeah.
but it's theater seating, so we were like smack dab in the middle, right by kind of the exit, but just enough where the screen was perfect eye level. Saw the whole thing. We were kind of by the aisle, so when I got up to go to the bathroom, I didn't have to
Nice.
walk over five people.
Yeah, we had the one thing that I love about the AMC down in Charlotte, because we have like a little theater here, and it's great. It's fun. I love going there like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, because there's nobody there at
Right.
all. So I'm like, yes, I'm gonna sit. I get to pick wherever I want and just enjoy it. Like it's kind of like my own private screening place. It's fantastic.
Oh,
But
nice.
something like this, you have to do with a crowd. You just
Oh,
you
yeah.
just can't not. And the great thing about this AMC, the IMAX theater there is assigned seats. It's
Oh,
like a
nice.
concert. You pick whenever you buy your ticket, whether you do it there or online, you pick your seat.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's awesome. So we were all the way at the back, just would have been stage right. Like just like we were 6 seats in.
Oh,
So
nice.
perfect. It was great positioning. Like it was fantastic seats.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, they have like that at Disney here, and they have that at a few other places like downtown Orlando and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm gonna be seeing this movie probably four four or five times in the theater. I'm thinking I already have two other times people want to go see it. So
Nice.
yeah, so and it will be much more relaxed than this. But yes, like you have to see it in a theater, packed to the brim, with fans. And that's why I wanted to go to opening day, because I knew that these are the people that were sitting at their computer, hitting refresh like a madman, wanting to get tickets. And it's not going to be your lazy Sunday driver. Hey, honey, what do you want to do today? I don't know. I heard there's a movie out. Let's take our 6 children and we don't really care about the film. I did not want that audience.
No.
This audience cheered when they were supposed to cheer. They when they were supposed to do that. They clapped when they were supposed to clap. It was perfect. You hear the one guy go, yeah, during that one scene, and it's just like, yes, he yelled, I can yell too. It was perfect. Nothing was inappropriate. No one was chit-chatting. There was no funny business. And you look back and it's just a sea of people in Star Wars shirts and no lightsabers and stuff like that, because they stopped doing that. But like they had their Jedi outfits on, they had their Stormtrooper outfits on, no helmet, that
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was just really cool. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, we had Ben Kenobi show up at ours. It looked
Oh,
like this
nice.
guy was probably in his mid 60s and had the full Obi-Wan get up. I was like, that's awesome.
Right.
I almost want to go high five this guy, but he's already walked away. I was like, damn.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
oh yeah.
that's
We had
cool.
we had a guy dressed up as Chewbacca, but with a the science Star Trek shirt and pants and everything, as if like Chewie joined Star Trek. Yeah, and he couldn't wear his mask or anything. But so
Right.
the other thing I do have to say, at our theater, there was an armed officer at every single showing for this.
Yeah, we
And
saw.
I felt so safe. I was like, oh, thankfully that
Yeah,
guy's there. In case someone wants to, be just an idiot.
yeah.
We have that there to be like, nope, you're not getting far.
Nope.
I thought that was really cool. I said, hey, thank you for doing this, and he's like, absolutely. He goes, you think I'd miss this movie? so,
Nice.
so I
Nice.
thought that was really cool. I'm like, good. I feel safe. Going to the theater. That was that was a concern of mine. Like, hey, this is going to be the weekend that everyone's going to be packed into theaters.
Yeah.
And I'm, it sucks. We live in that time and whatever, but I felt safe. So
I have I have a feeling though that if it was going to be a week, like if somebody had tried that, the entire theater would just rush them.
dude, and if I could talk about it briefly, I was on Facebook. I saw an article. Some guy walked out of the theater and spoiled it for everybody.
That was a joke. Like
Oh, it
that
was a
that
joke?
article was a joke. Yeah.
Oh, see, I was like, he's in the hospital and stuff like that. I was like, I feel bad for him, but you know what? You don't do that.
No.
Because I could see that totally happening. I guess it was a joke article, but
Yeah.
but dude, don't do that. Don't be Homer Simpson. When I walked out of the theater, I made sure we waited until we got in the parking lot. There was no one around us, and we talked about it. And it was just that I could tell when you walked out, everybody was looking at you like, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Don't do it. And I was just like, oh man, that was such. All I would say is like, holy crap, that was good.
Yeah.
We just talked about how great it was, and because that's as soon as you get out of the theater with your buddies or your girlfriend or whatever, it's the first thing you want to do is discuss with the person there, like, hey, what did you think of it? We did the whole, where do you place it?
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
curious what you think. My initial reaction, and I guess I'll just say it, that was probably my favorite Star Wars. And my reasoning is I never saw Empire in the theater until it was a special edition. I already saw it on VHS.
Yeah.
I already knew, Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father going into the everything when I was a little kid. All of that wasn't a surprise to me. You know what I mean? I could totally understand why people would break down Empire and say that's the best. You're not going to get better than that. But to me, I don't know. I think maybe it's just the right time, the way the film felt, that impact, and we haven't even talked about the film yet.
Yeah.
But the emotional impact with Han Solo, it's rare for a movie to actually make me feel. Not just like, oh, that sucks, or oh my God, I hate that person, or get really involved emotionally into a film. That was one of the rare moments that it was like I could see it coming a mile away, but it really hit me hard. And I imagine it was that same feeling to a lot of other people in Empire when it was revealed that it was his father. He chops his hand off. Han Solo is frozen in carbonite. I thought this took it a step forward, and it was like, no, he had to kill him. He
Yeah.
had to do it. And to me, that pushed. It really did make. And I'll maybe in a year or 2 or 5 or 10 years from now, I'll look at my order again and I'll say, no, I like that one more. But I really liked this one. It was funny. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to pause for a short break here in this special presentation of We Geek Podcast. Again, you're listening to us on the N.FM, and we'll see you all in a minute. And welcome back to this special presentation of We Geek Podcast's Force Awakens reactions. Let's go ahead and just jump right back into it. Let's go back a second and say, look, this is me just saying how awesome this would be if she's not somebody's kid, but she's also a grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not Ben, it's not Obi-Wan, it's Qui-Gon.
Oh.
If she was like Qui-Gon Jinn's granddaughter, I would lose my mind.
Dude, that would be crazy.
I would. Now my thought, my realistic thought is that we're going to be introduced to her family, and they're going to be important or something in this story where we are, but they're not going to be a callback. That's
Right.
what I think is actually going to happen. But that's my wish list. Look at that, is like, this is Qui-Gon's descendant.
Yeah, it totally could be. You could have nailed it right then and there. And that's the thing. JJ left us with more questions.
Yeah.
than answers.
But good questions.
Yes, good questions. This is stuff that we should be going into, 2 years from now. Hopefully we'll get some, and we'll get a lot more questions after that. It keeps you interested. It keeps you going. This is how you do these kind of films, and Disney knows what they're doing. I mean, if I hear anyone if Disney gets a franchise or does whatever, if they're like, oh no, they're gonna Disneyfy it, I'm gonna be like, yes, that's what you want to happen.
Yeah.
They take franchises that weren't doing good, and they actually gave it to you respectfully. There was no Disney logo before that film. They knew fans wanted to go in there and see the LucasArts.
There was
or Lucasfilm. Or
yeah,
whatever.
and I loved the crowd because when they applauded the Lucasfilm logo just because we were so over the trailers.
Yeah.
We were so done. We were like, okay, that's the last one. Oh crap! Oh no, wait, Civil War. Hang on. Okay, great. This could be the last one. No, we got the Jungle Book. Okay, tell me this is the last one. And then you saw the Lucasfilm logo, and they were like, yay! And then it was like, yay! Oh wait, hang on, wait. A long, long time ago. Yay! All right, hang on, wait. Wait for it. Wait for it. Cue the music, and then there was the huge cheer.
Oh yeah, when you're boom, and it says Star Wars, and you start reading the crawl, and you're just like, God, this feels so good. We're back, and they start talking about Han and Leia and Luke, and you're just like,
and they didn't waste any time. Episode 7, Luke Skywalker has disappeared. Well, shit.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Oh yeah, man. It was fantastic, And so back to the family ties. It could absolutely be one of those Jedis because she's so Force sensitive, and I think it's great. I love her character. She did everything I wanted, and one of my friends asked me, is like, he was like, was it everything you wanted to be? Was it everything you did you know everything going into it? And I was like, there was a lot that we nailed on the head that we thought was going to happen. But there was a lot that still surprised me. And it was everything I wanted, even more. And it's crazy because it was so hyped for me.
Yeah. And
rarely does something ever, that's so overhyped, because it was on even as a fanboy as I am, I could still tell, holy crap, this is beyond stratosphere hype, and it still lived up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the family thing, let's get to the Han moment. We were talking about that.
I've never heard a theater completely go silent.
Yeah.
There was no there wasn't. I was expecting a gasp or shouts or something. Dead silence.
Yeah.
It was like you can't. It was not him. They would have. I firmly believe that they would have had a much easier time had it been Luke.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely.
Not Han. They could. It was nobody believed it.
Yeah.
Nobody believed it.
And the thing is, we've talked about before, Harrison Ford has been wanting this for a while.
Yeah, that's why Episode 5 ended. That's why Empire ended the way it did.
It did. Yep.
He didn't want to come back, but he did, and he was. I love that this was for everything else that this movie did, for everything it introduced and everything and everybody knew that it brought forward and everything new. This was a Han Solo and Rey film.
Oh yeah.
They were those two, and BB-8 were the focus of this film, hands down.
Oh yeah. BB-88, that scene where he gives the thumbs up.
That was
the whole theater cheered I've never seen in a Star Wars film. Laughing oh god, that's great.
Yeah, that's what was great. Because if you go back and you look at especially with 3PO and R2D2 in New Hope, there's so much sass.
Yeah.
There's just so much sass between them, and to watch this tiny little volleyball with an umbrella top emote to express himself with more than just beeps and clicks, but to actually lower his head or give a thumbs up or something like that.
He almost had a dog, it almost felt like a dog when he would shake
Yeah.
and he'd move real fast, like he
Yeah.
was like, we gotta go, or like he's scared, or it was like it just felt more real,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, than a robot. Instead of a droid, it was like this thing that was like, oh, wait, oh, we're going over here, we're going over there. It was absolutely more able to move around just as fast. So I imagine kids are gonna walk away, and that's gonna be probably their favorite character.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Yeah, and
I love that they made audiences make an emotional connection to a robot.
yeah, and that's
Like
so hard
that's
to do.
yeah. But they
That
they
thumbs
nailed
up
it.
was just
That
that
was,
was one of my favorite moments.
that was great. That got a round of applause out of us
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. 'Cause we were like, that's oh man, sweet.
Oh yeah, and C3PO, as cheesy as he is sometimes, when he's just like, you probably don't recognize me because my red arm.
Yeah.
And that's another question they don't answer, but apparently there's a comic coming out
Okay.
that tells the story of how he gets his red arm.
And then at the end, it's been reattached.
Yep. Oh
So
yeah.
it's like, okay, that was one of those things that was like, that was a plot point that didn't really go anywhere, but it doesn't matter because it wasn't important.
Right. The cynical me
Yeah.
is saying that they wanted to sell new toys with C3PO.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. And so there you go.
Or toys with a new accessory, like you can
Oh yeah.
switch that arm out. Like it's yeah.
Oh yeah. And let's talk about Chewbacca.
I tell you, I worried for Chewie.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I loved that Chewbacca had funny moments in this.
Yeah.
Like he had like hysterical moments in this, and it was touching, like when his roar when he sees his best friend, get just taken down, and he shoots him dead. He actually hits this guy that's supposed to block all the gunfire at him.
Well, yeah, because I mean,
side.
like the first thing we see him do is block that rifle shot, and not
Right.
just block it, but suspend it.
Yeah,
and
we've
hold
never
it
seen that before.
while he's doing other things.
Yeah,
That's what's crazy. Like that's power.
Yep.
And that helped sell this moment where in the middle of everything he gets tagged, and he got tagged hard. It wasn't like he got winged. I mean, he got nailed center mass.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Getting him down was a combination of all of our heroes, and I liked that.
Yeah.
I liked that it wasn't just Rey, it wasn't just Finn, it wasn't just Chewbacca. They all had a part to play.
Yeah.
And as much as this movie, echoed the original film, it wasn't just shooting, to whatever you call it in a hole.
Yeah.
They actually had to do some work to take this down. They had to fly in. The action sequences were great around that, and there was some work to be done to actually get this weak point.
Yeah, and it wasn't just, okay, we'll get in there and we'll bring down the shields and then they can blow it up. Well, no, they can't blow it up. Okay, so we'll go inside and blow it up. Well, they went inside and they blew a hole in it, and so now we've got to fly in and blow it up. And that was, God, for as much as everything about Star Wars has always kind of hyped up both the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter and everything they could do, we never saw them do much more than just fly around and shoot at each other. But to see what Poe could do with an X-Wing.
Oh, dude.
Are you kidding? I want that in a simulator. You give me that on VR, I will sell a kidney for that.
Oh yeah, and I loved that Finn was like, "Do you see that pilot?
Yeah.
How good is that pilot?" And it was just like, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking in my head.
Yeah.
And they just said it, on the screen. It was, and before I forget, I loved Kylo Ren. As much as I despised him in that moment, because that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I love his character. I love what they're doing with him. Like I said, this is a love letter to Star Wars. There's no topping Vader. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I love that they recognize it. They even say it in the film. He's like, I can never live up to you, but he's trying, and he kills. Vader didn't kill his son, but he killed his dad in this. To make the circle complete. When he was talking about all that, I was just like, nope. And what was cool is just everything about that moment. How it just got it. Did it seem like to you it got redder? Everything got more red?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like it wasn't as red as first, and then everything got red because
Yeah.
I think the machine was getting hotter or whatever. And I could just see, I was just like, no, this is not going to be good. He's handing it to his father, but he's not letting go. And then poof, that moment, and it's
Yeah.
all red. And,
My
his character, I think there is some light still there. We still might be able to bring him back, even though he's crossed the line. You know, I think we're probably going to get a moment later on in the franchise where he comes back and we take on like the big bad, hopefully. But it was just cool, and I liked that he didn't sound, as much as he had the voice stuff, he didn't like imitate Vader. He actually sounded more human.
Right. Well, it was. You could definitely tell, like, this was just a mask. Like,
Right.
it wasn't a whole apparatus or anything. It was just, look, he only sounds like this because he's wearing a bucket on his head.
Right. It's like he's trying to not imitate him, but he's trying to follow in those footsteps as much as he can because he knew how imitating, or I'm not saying the right word, that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just how his presence, Vader was with the mask and everything else, it was just so intimidating. And so he's trying to do that, and you can tell. But the way he spoke, it was fearful and whatnot, but there were moments of humanity in it though when he did talk, and he took the mask off, and he didn't sound as crazy as he did with the mask on.
Yeah.
And then there were those moments where, you know, he was talking to Han, and it was of course an act or whatever, but I think that he was actually fighting his demons
Yeah.
inside. And there were moments, just maybe a brief moment of humanity still left in him, and that's what Han saw. He was like, "You're still my son. Like, I'll do anything to help you." And even after he cuts him down, he touches his face
Yeah.
because he's just like, you're still my son, like. And that, oh man, that was just such an emotional kick that I did not get in any of the other films.
Yeah.
And they tried so hard to do that in episode 3. I think the only thing they got close to that was when Obi-Wan was like, "You were the chosen one." That was about as close as they got to it. Just how that, like, why are you doing this kind of thing.
And
So yeah, it's just, I can't wait to see Kylo Ren. It was, if you want to be cynical, of course the ground opened up and pushed them apart.
well, I mean, that was. I mean, come on, dramatic license. That's
But exactly, and and in this story, the Force is that's just what happens. It's not their time yet
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
finish this. And of course, it's a storytelling plot theory. We're going to see more films, but it was poetic in a way. It was not yet. And dude, he got his ass kicked
Yeah, he
by
did.
yeah, the whole time I'm thinking this is when Luke's going to show up and Luke's going to save her. Nope. She
She
hacked
doesn't
and
need saving.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the other thing. They were just hacking at each other,
Yeah,
you know?
this was not refined. This was not the
Right.
the Jedi duels from the prequels.
Yeah,
And
they
I mean,
were
it was
cartwheeling,
exactly. It was more, you go back and you watch Jedi. Like the duel in the throne room is
Yeah.
not a pretty picture. Like, these are people who, yeah, Ren has been trained, and Rey has street experience. Like, she knows how to handle a weapon just from having to survive. But
And
this is
see,
not a refined academic. This is just a brawl.
and the way I see it is, and it's very easily told story wise. In the prequels, they had generations of training. In the original films, Luke Skywalker had no training, brief training from Obi-Wan Kenobi, and brief training from Yoda. These new characters have no training. They're just doing what anyone would do if they picked up a sword.
Right.
And of course, there's that moment in the fight where she's like, "The Force, let it in,
Yeah.
like, don't." Of course, and everything goes calm for her, and then bam, she's going at it, and that's when she goes on attack, and that's when she rips him to shreds, and that cut across the face, she gets what Dinkle got in Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so oh man, uh, it was just so good. It was so good. And yeah, like I said, the whole time I was thinking, this is when Luke's going to show up. He's going to save the day. And nope, he didn't. The whole time, I'm like, wait a second. We haven't seen Luke at all. You know, um, I would have I would have been happy if before the film they were just like, no, I'm not in the film. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't ask me to come back. It kind of sucks. That would have been kind of cool. But, you know, at the moment, because I was like, at the end, I was like, why is he just letting all his friends get killed? Like,
Well,
why did he run away?
we got a brief kind of glimpse of that, of the
Right.
idea that his goal was to rebuild the Jedi Order, so he
Yes.
found whatever Force sensitive kids he could,
Yes.
including the guy that would become Kylo Ren, who pulled a Vader
Yeah.
and slaughtered the students, and off he went.
Yeah, and of course that put him into a deep depression. He needed to go meditate or whatever. You know, that whole story I want to see. I want to play. Give me that game.
Yeah.
Give me that game. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't know if you've read the books, dude. This makes you want to go read a book tonight. This makes you want to go read that one that just came out about Poe's parents or whatever. But yeah, dude, like there's so many questions. I want to know about that whole time frame where Luke goes and gets these kids. Of course, he's got the Solos kid who's super powerful, you know, and then he turns to the dark side. Like, I want to see that. We're clearly going to see his journey now. We haven't even got into it. What'd you think of Snoke? Or is it Snoke?
I think Snoke. I think that's right. Yeah.
Well, so
That's
what'd you think of that?
that's going to be an interesting character, just because I'm wondering what his, because he was, we know he was the one that trained Kylo Ren.
Right.
We know that this is where that kind of not Sith training, but that Force training with an evil kind of twist came
Yes.
from. So how does he know the Force? How
And
does
you know, and here's the thing. This was I'm going to say it again. I've said it and I'm going to say it again. This echoes the original films where when you see him gigantic, my first thought was, wait, is he really that big?
Yeah.
Is this like he's the bad guy because he's a giant? And of course, we realize it's just a projection.
All right, we're going to pause for a short break here in this special presentation of We Geek Podcast. Again, you're listening to us on the N.FM, and we'll see you all in a minute. And welcome back to this special presentation of We Geek Podcast's Force Awakens reactions. Let's go ahead and just jump right back into it. Yeah, man, I can't wait for 8. I just can't. Like, this is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
We are. I really wish I could remember what I wanted to say.
Well, the whole lightsaber being handed by Leia, that wasn't in the film either.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like there was a lot in that trailer now that I think about it. Or at least I thought it was Leia in the trailer.
Well, it was handed to her, I think.
Right,
Like that,
it was a female handing it to a female.
right, but that never happened. Like, she had to take it from the box, right?
Right. Oh no, no, okay. It's not a female, that's actually the alien. That's Moss.
That's Ma. Okay,
I'm looking
yeah.
at it now, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think yeah, she didn't play around with it like that. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just never saw it as the alien hand
Yeah.
when it was handing it over.
But that was funny, and I loved how she was like, and it calls to you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there was all this big surprise, and I was like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
so that again, it follows up. Why is she important?
Yeah.
What's her connection? Where does she fit in all of this?
Oh yeah, I
And
loved when she was like, "So who's the girl?"
Yeah,
You know, like it was just perfect.
yeah, oh,
We couldn't have got a better way to bring this back, you know, into the world. So
well, and there was one other parallel that one of the planets that thing destroyed, I think, was Coruscant, because remember,
really,
that was where the Senate was.
oh
That was
wow, okay,
that was the whole point of that attack, was to get rid of the Galactic Senate, the New Republic Senate.
oh that's true.
And so, what happens in A New Hope? Well, the Emperor has dissolved the Senate. So what happens in this one? They blew it the hell up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That could be very well true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't just one planet being destroyed.
It was
It just
5.
spiraled out
It
and
blew up.
killed all of these planets.
They destroyed a system. It blew up
Yeah.
a planet. They destroyed a system, and that's something you got to look at and just think, oh crap.
Right, the
We're
second
doomed.
they took their sun away, that
Yeah.
system was done. Imagine if we didn't have a sun. We
Yeah.
would all die.
Exactly.
Like it's that machine that planet was just crazy. They put it on a different level. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. they actually showed the Death Star in the film, and then they showed the size of the planet, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they
Didn't
showed it.
someone go like, this is like the Death Star or whatever?
Yeah, somebody said that they were like, this is so it's like the Death Star, and then they were like, yeah, this was the Death Star.
Right.
This is Starkiller Base, and it's like, oh,
Right. Oh, I see the countdown thing. It's 523 days away.
okay then.
Yeah, but when we see episode 8, it will actually be in what is it, March or May or whenever.
Oh
The
yeah,
big one.
it's an early, it's like a late spring release, right?
Right. Well, yeah, it's like the summer, isn't it? Like
I don't remember.
it's whenever the Star Wars movies. It's in May. Or yeah. It is hold on, I'll look it up. 8 release date. Yeah, let's see here. It is going to be.
Yeah, I don't. I know they said something, but God, I don't remember.
Yeah, May 27th, 2017.
May 27th. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so God, 2 years away.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
Well, look at it this way: a year and a half.
that's true. It's a year and a half away. So we're gonna have little things in between now and then. We're gonna have the Blu-ray come out. We're gonna get all the behind-scenes stuff.
Yeah.
We'll probably get a game in between that and Rogue One. I'm thinking sometime next year we'll get a game of some sort, or at least a novel or a comic or something like that.
Well, I'm sure that once their Vader Down story wraps up, they've got to be looking at another series like they did with Journey to the Force Awakens, to say,
Right.
okay, we're going to do a different series. We're going to keep Star Wars and Vader and all these other ones going, but we're going to launch a new series concurrent with where we are with the films now.
They have to. I
Yeah.
mean, it really should have been announced. Like, I guess you couldn't have announced. You can't announce it before the film comes out because people don't want to be spoiled.
Exactly.
So I hopefully in the next month or so we'll hear something where it's like, by the way, we're doing this and it's going to be out, in March or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh man, there's so much to be thankful for and there's so much to look forward to.
Totally.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and I love. God, there was something else with the trailer that I forgot. I can't remember what it was that I wanted to bring up, but I don't know. It's not there.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We'll talk about it Wednesday.
Yeah, if I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it'll be that thing that haunts you.
Yeah, right. What was I thinking? What was it about? I don't remember.
Oh yeah. But I mean, it's the most fun I've had in the theater and I don't know how long.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time. Guardians of the Galaxy was fun, but this was just more personal. It had a lot more of an impact, than any other film in a long time. And like I said, man, walking out of that theater, I said it was my favorite Star Wars film. I could see why people say Empire or the original is their favorite. I get it, especially if you're from that generation. I totally understand. But where I'm at, this was my favorite.
Yeah.
This was by far my favorite. So, yeah, man, I don't know if we've kind of talked it to death. I don't know if there's anything else that I can think of.
I mean, I don't. From top to bottom, this was just a phenomenal movie. The visual effects, the sound, Ben Burt just killed it. Like
Yeah.
that was I hope he was still involved. I think he was still involved. I'd hate to be the schmuck who was like, yeah, no, he wasn't involved. Shut up. But I mean, he did, because he did. I mean, he's responsible for all the
Right.
sounds. I mean, that was his whole deal. But I mean,
Oh yeah,
he had to be
everything
part of this.
sounded like the 70s.
Yeah.
It was familiar. The look, the feel, but it didn't look. I don't know how to explain it. It looked like time passed, but when you see it looked like the insides of a Death Star, yet it had rocky parts because it was in a planet.
Exactly.
It was the natural, normal progression of what that time period was like. Even when you see Kylo Ren's hair, very reminiscent of Anakin's. you know?
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of Anakin's. Han Solo, he didn't just look like Harrison Ford at his age cosplaying. It looked like Han Solo. And he acted like Han Solo. You know, it was, man, it was good.
It was
So
very
good.
good.
Did you find out if he was in
Yeah,
Force
yeah,
Awakens?
he was. Yeah, he was
Okay.
still involved.
He did
I
it, yeah.
figured he was because he's in um he's one of the big names over at ILM
Right,
at the their their sound end of things.
right.
But that's yeah, and I mean there's the practical effects, the CG, like everything was just so bang on the money. Like it was
Yeah.
just you couldn't have asked for anything better.
You really couldn't have. You know, I was going into it, I was just to my ears. I was over my head with Star Wars joy, you know, going into it. Just, it was so hyped in my head. And in the back of it, I was thinking, you know, what if there's that chance it doesn't affect me? I don't get that feeling that I did seeing it, you know, when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Or seeing, you know, even as much as people hate the prequels, if I'm not going to get that excitement that I did when I saw those. And I did. I fully got it. It came back. There was no hesitation. I was in full, just pure happiness seeing it. And I think most people were. I don't think I've seen one bad review. I have heard none of my friends, no one on Facebook, no one has said a bad thing about this that I can see. The only people that are negative are people who've never seen it. And they're just, you know, that 1% of people that are like, I don't care about it. That's it. Those are the only people. But people who have actually seen the film and people who have actually been in love with it, this was going home for them.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And this is again like this if you weren't a fan coming into this, maybe you've seen all the movies and they're just movies to you. It's possible. It happens. Yeah. You can look at this and you can say, okay, yeah, it was good. I see why you guys like it. Here, let me tell you what was wrong with it. Because I know I've got a buddy that'll do that. Because he's not a huge fan, and that's fine. You know, that's what he does. That's his thing. You know, I've made peace with that. We don't talk anymore. No, I'm kidding. No, like that's, you know, I get it.
Well,
I completely
there's
understand.
people who are going to look at it on, you know, they're that 1% who's going to look at the film on a technical level.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to look at it and break down why, you know, as a film, they take off the fanboy eyes, they take off the eyes of an 8-year-old that saw it when you know, they were younger. Of course, when you take all of that off of it and you break it down in just such a surgical level, you're going to find flaws.
Oh,
There's
sure.
a ton of flaws in this film, but you know, you still love it.
Yeah. And
I'm sure if you have a wife or a husband, they have a ton of flaws, a million flaws, but you love them to death. You know what I mean? They don't bother you as something else would. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the best thing I've heard. Oh yeah, you really love The Force Awakens? Let me tell you why I think this movie wasn't that great. Oh yeah, you love your wife? Let me tell you why I think she isn't that great.
Exactly. Nothing's gonna be perfect. So you're gonna get those people who are like, you know, this isn't Citizen Kane. You know, they're gonna try and break it down on that level, and you're gonna have to be like,
who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, like what is? No, it's not. It's not that.
No,
it's not trying to be that. It has a million flaws, but you still love it. It did exactly what it was meant to do. It did exactly what it wanted to do, and it excelled. And that's why it's so great. So, you know, and what I really liked about this one is that you didn't need to be a fan of any Star Wars to get into it and understand it. You know, the prequels opened up with Trade Federation, with trade blockades, and all of this nonsense that no one cared about.
Yeah, it was new material framed in the wrong way.
Even old fans were like, what are we seeing?
Yeah.
What is going on? What are this politics that we didn't... This had none of that. This was a story about a group of people, you know, characters from all different sides of the... Characters from all different sides of the... Characters from all different